So it's a busy morning at Vanology HQ. We've got a lot of preparations going on for this 48-hour challenge. Martin's being a noisy bugger. Womble's here! Bit of a busy morning, isn't it, love?
It's a little bit noisy, so we're just getting ready for our 48-hour challenge where we obviously, like we told you enough, now we're going to do a van from start to finish, 48 hours straight, starting 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, so we're just getting prepared for it.
My job is to make sure that the boys are going to be watered and fed the whole time. I've got the fridge completely stuffed to the brim, full of cans of pop, Red Bulls, sugar-infested stuff. Got to keep them energised. Plenty of milk. I've even taken the liberty to get them some heroes, because obviously if they do complete it on time, they will be heroes. And lots and lots of food in there. I know, I'm really good to them. The other thing that I've organised as well is there's a local lady that delivers hot and cold food here, and she comes every single day. Well, she comes Monday to Friday. I'm going to go in the office because people are just being really noisy. So yeah, she comes Monday to Friday, and this week she's agreed to come in on Saturday morning with bacon and sausage rolls for the boys, 10:30. She's also donating all the sandwiches that they've got left over from today. I just think that's really, really nice. We've also got a visitor. Hi, Womble. She's come down to see what all the fuss is about, I think, haven't you?
Lend a hand.
Yeah.
Float around. Be annoying.
Make the teas and coffees when I can't. So
I even had to fetch my own cup.
He really didn't.
So we got a bunch of tasks. We've got my task, Shane, Charles, Simon, Martin, and we're all doing our own things, but we'll also cross over. Now, there are some things we're going to do in advance. We're going to do all the CNC work beforehand, because the CNC is very, very noisy, and there's no point in us doing a live stream if you can't hear nothing. It's not just the CNC, it's the extractor, so you got double noise, and you've heard it in previous videos, which is only the cabinetry, but that's going to be flat pack, you know, it's literally just going to be cut out. We're not going to put it together, it's just going to be cut out, so you guys haven't got to endure hours of that running and listening to the noise. The other thing we're also going to do is we're just going to cut all the openings, and the reason we're going to do that, so that's your windows and skylights. We didn't really want to do it, but we need to obviously treat the bare metal, and that needs time to obviously set off, and if we do that within the 48 hours, you know, we're going to be waiting around a long time for paint to dry.
Good morning, how are we?
What's happening? What are you up to?
Well, I've just cut out the hole for the hookup because that needs to be treated, so we need to do that, and then paint it, and then it's ready for tomorrow, so we can whack it in.
Nice. What you got there then, Mart?
Oh, a bit of sandpaper. Old school. By hand.
We are just treating our cuts for the windows so they have time to dry.
So they're ready just to pop the window in tomorrow, is it?
Yes.
Right, as you can see, everyone else is busy, so I'm going to put you down and I'm going to get on with what I'm supposed to be doing.
Good morning, guys. So it's the Monday following the weekend of the 48-hour challenge. If you joined us, thank you ever so much for coming along and supporting it. We had a good laugh. Got some serious work done, and I'm sure you know by now we made it with a minute and a half to spare, which we just couldn't make that up. So we've been in today, we're not really working today, so everyone's tired, so me and Si and Charl have come in just to tidy up because it was bad. We've got this back to normal so we can bring the Ducato back in, and we've just taken the challenge build van outside and again given this all a good clean. Our plunge saw broke, it just stopped working, no power, so we've just taken that to a local repair company, so fingers crossed that's going to get repaired and we can get that back. The customer's here now to pick his van up, so we're going to show you what we built in less than 48 hours. So on the outside we've got an electric hookup point, the FAWO outlets, I'm sure you know by now we're a big fan of those. And then for this one we've done the usual sill mounted drain off for the fresh water and the waste just be here. So we've just been testing some water, we've got some draining through fresh waste. let's have a look inside. So up front we have fitted a single passenger seat. Now this is a proper passenger seat, so he's got the armrest is on the right side, seat belt's already there, and it just all matches the driver's seat. Whilst the cloth trim is slightly different, the mechanics of the seat are exactly the same. We've put in a lowered seat base with a swivel plate so this chair can swing around. And then in the van, I'm going to take my shoes off because I've just cleaned the van. We've got a 1900, no I'm lying, this is about 2100, so this is about 2.1 meters long bench, which can also double up as a single bed. Under the bench seat, we've got a separating toilet there. We've got the Lavana diesel heater here, and a gas drop vent. We've got the 3 kilowatt Vanology inverter charger, 560 Fogstar battery, another gas drop vent but there, and then all your usual suspects. I'm not going to run through them, but it's the usual off-grid. You've got your DC to DC charger. Now something that did come up in the live, a lot of people are asking about why you've got all these vents and gas drop vents. Several reasons. The diesel heater and the inverter both have fans in them. Obviously the diesel heater is blowing air, the inverter has got a cooling system in it, so it needs to be able to have that airflow. The second reason we also do it is for part of that low level venting. So I've always said you need those 2 level of venting. You've got your high level venting, which is taken care of by the skylights, and then your low level venting is taken care of by gas drop vents. Anyway, back to the build. We've got the Dometic sink with a flip up tap. We've got a built-in 2-ring induction hob. Usual suspects again, light switches, sockets, water pump, underwall cabinet lighting for the kitchen, and underwall cabinet lighting above the bench seat. Got light switch, USB, 230 socket, inverter controller, and his diesel heater controller. We've got a couple of bed USB lights in the bed, and then this is a 1200 width bed, slatted. He's got his mattress ready, and then we've done a 60 litre Adventura fridge in the bulkhead for him, and more wall cabinets along here. We've got the splashback, oak up stand, and then he's got a lagoon table that when he wants to use it mounts just by here. I know a lot of people think, well, why didn't you do it at one of the ends? Well, you've got a fridge this side and you've got a driver's seat that side. It's toilets there, so we've brought it towards the end as much as we can. But as you can see, I don't know if the video will show you just how big this bench is. It's a lovely sized bench. You know, if you're not ready for bed and you just want to put your feet up, this is going to be the space to do it. On the ceiling we've got 2 skylights, which are just the normal Max fan, the Max Air skylights. I'm sure you've seen we've got our slats with the built-in LED strips just going in between the two, and we built this in less than 48 hours. Oh, and it's got underslung tanks, so we've got a 66 litre freshwater tank and a 55 litre wastewater tank, and we have also done a reverse camera for the customer as well. So this is the customer. What do you think, mate?
Oh, it's unbelievable. Superb.
Did you watch the live?
I watched it all from start to finish. Yeah.
Did ya?
Yeah, it was pretty amazing to watch, really.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah.
But now you've come and seen it, is it as good in real life?
Oh, it's better in real life.
Yeah?
Yeah. Look at the kitchen. Beautiful, isn't it? Really?
You can't beat a good bit of oak. So again, nice little chamfers on the corners, drip bar underneath. It's hiding, there he is. And built-in sink, built-in hob. Yeah. And of course, a Vanology badge.
I'm glad I got that on it.
Everyone's got to have a Vanology badge. But yeah, it was really good fun on the live. I'm not gonna lie, it absolutely killed all of us who worked on it. It was very, very tiring. So everyone had a day off today. So me, Sai and Charles have literally just come in just to do a bit of tidying. But we'll be back at it tomorrow. A quick update on where we're at with the vans. We've done quite a bit of work on this van, so we wanted to show a little bit more, but the planning on this 48-hour challenge has been quite a lot to make sure all the materials here, so you can imagine it's just been time consuming. But this van has been moving quite nicely, so we've got the raised flooring. Shane has done a push to open concealed drawer for here. That will get lined like it's lined here in the Altro commercial flooring. He's just edged this for me because I need to put the end panel on and then do the worktop. But let's take a look inside. So we've got the carcasses for the wall units down the one side and the one above the kitchen. We've got the kitchen cabinets in. So this is a sink cabinet, small drawer cabinet. Obviously we were limited on space, but you really want like a cutlery drawer, so it's about 250 mil, so it's not too bad. Definitely enough room to sort of have tea towels, cutlery, etc. This is the oven cabinet with another drawer underneath, and then we've got the floor to ceiling larder, which Shane is currently working on, so another drawer at the bottom, followed by the tall fridge. And then we're going to have our built-in microwave, and he'll do the normal fascia but here, and that will be blanked up there because we want some ventilation, and we're going to have a socket up there as well. And then to here there's going to be a floor to ceiling cupboard, so there's going to be another drawer on the bottom, wardrobe here, and then a cupboard up the top. That's the shower toilet room. We're doing that last. We've actually got the luxury of, because it's at the back in the corner, we've got full access from the rear. So he's like, right, let's focus everything in here. We'll do that towards the end. Shane's been, last week was on the water and heating system, so the diesel heater's in. We just need to get that vented up. Hot water systems in, tank is in, pump, accumulator, and he's been doing all the pipe work. And to be fair, he's even pressure tested it, and that's all sorted. And then the electrics are pretty much finished. I think we just got a couple more cables to run for the exterior rear portable solar panels, and then we're going to put the false lid in, and then the top lid, so we'll have nice storage in here. Same thing in here, there'll be a false lid and then a top lid, so we'll have some decent storage in there. We've done the diesel heater controls and the switches. So yeah, moved really good. Oh, the other thing we've also done is we've got a passenger seat where the armrest is on the correct side, and that's been fitted. And I've also done, I don't know if you noticed it when I got in the van, but I've done the electric step. So this is the 550 electric step. Cable is coming into the sink cabinet underneath my impact driver, and we'll get a switch for that on the side here once the M panel is on. So that's that van. We've got another van next door. Simon's been on this one for the last 2 weeks prepping this one, and then Martin's here next week to carry on building. So this one is just straight up ply lined. It's all ready to go. The ceiling has also got the 3mm laminated board, so we've had quite a few customers choose that at the moment, and I must admit I personally like it. It's nice, it's clean, it's bright, and it's just different. You know, it breaks the carpet up a little bit, but this customer isn't having carpet on the walls either, so they're having a fabric, which is this one here. So it's a really nice fabric from RC Fabrics. That's going to be going in the bed area. Again, break up any carpet, and nice and warm. It's a bit different. So I'll quickly tell you the layout on this one. So these guys are having a U-shape lounge at the back, and then there'll be pull-out slats that'll make that a double bed. We're having a galley kitchen here and here, and then there's going to be a toilet room by here. So the toilet room will be boarded. Kitchen will have splashback, so I said the fabric will cover all that section there, and we'll also do the panels for the sliding door in the same thing. But I said that's waiting for Martin to come next week now to carry on with that one. Me and Shane are purely focusing on this one. So I've got my end panel here ready to go on. When that's done, I can then get the worktop on. Right, back panel, end panel secured, so now we're going to do the worktop. So the first thing we're going to do, my worktop slab is 2 meters long, and this run is just shy of 1200. So what I'm going to do is we're going to cut it to 1250, because just check that square, get that nice, because obviously vans, there's nothing square or straight in them. So we'll scribe this side in. When that's done, we'll then scribe the back, and then we'll trim the end over here. I've unpacked the 2 meter slab of oak, so let's mark our 1250 and we'll cut it. Okay, so you can see massive overhang because these are 650 and we're doing 550. So we got 100mm to take off, but we have got some scribing to do just on the back there and down there. This side's pretty square actually, it's not too bad. There's a little gap here, but that's because it's hitting the T-trim on this cabinet. So I know she's square, she's fine. So I'm going to start with a scribe on the back. And to scribe it, I'm going to use an Easy Scribe by Trend. You've seen me use this before. Quick, simple, nice and easy. So we're just going to set the thickness on this to be just wider than the gap up here. Right, I've marked my scribe to follow the profile. Now let's go cut it. So I've opted for a 30mm overhang on the front, so I've just marked out 30mm both sides, lined my track up against it, which I've just put a new splinter guard on, and now we're going to cut it. Now this oak is 22mm thick, normal sort of ply MDF. We're cutting one pass. With oak you don't want to do that, you're going to either dull your blade, you're going to burn the wood, so you need to do it in about 4 passes. So I tend to do it in about 5mm passes until I get all the way through. Right, that's cut. It's given us a nice piece that we're actually going to use for an upstand later on, so we'll have to mill that, get that short, get the thickness down on it. But you can see with a couple of passes you don't get any burn marks. It just puts less pressure on the actual blade. So we're going to go fit it back up. I'm just going to mark the end and also mark the radius on the back corner, which I'll show you here. So because we've put a curved corner post, we're just going to mark the radius here and then the actual end panel as well, so we can see our overhang. And then we'll bring it back out, we'll cut the end to length, I'll cut the radius in, we'll give it a sand, then we're onto the sink. Right, I've cut the end, I've put our R20 radius on, and I've put the drip channel on. This is to stop any water that might drip down the front to go into the cupboards. It'll hit this line and then drip down. For the radius, we use these jigs, and then we just use a top roller out a bit, like that, to follow it, and gives us a perfect radius. We're going to take this up now, and then where the sink is going, which is this rough area, we're going to mark where the opening is on the sink unit so we can work out where to put our sink, and I've got a jig for that, so I'll show you that as well. So we're just going to put it on, go underneath and mark this opening so I can see exactly where everything is. And then I've got a jig which I've got out. Right, it's a 2-part jig, so this is the outside bit, this is the bit I'm going to follow, and this piece is just a part I fix in the middle to stop the base of the router cambering when I'm trying to keep a nice 90-degree cut. That jig is specifically for that sink, so it's literally a 5-minute job. So you can see I've marked that now. Because of the space on the kitchen, any wanted drawers, I've had to make the sink unit as small as possible. Now normally when we fit an undermount sink, we'll put some rails underneath to help support it as well. You know, sealing it in isn't going to cut it, it needs mechanical support. Now to make this sink as small as possible, if I've done everything right, the width on that carcass, the 2 side panels, the lip of the sink should actually sit perfectly on both of them. So before we do anything, we're going to check that. Alright, so there's the sink, there's the opening. I have not tested this yet, please fit. Yes, it does. So you can see it's sat on the lip there, it's sat on the lip there, and that'll be brought forward, and then we will also get support on the front and back as well. But mate, it worked.
Happy days. Love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah, so do I, because it means I haven't got to rebuild all this.
You were right first time, you never have to.
Yes. Shane is currently doing the fascia part here. I did that section there. It's just follow off from the flooring, so we're putting the flooring on there and then some nice trim on it. So we got a trim to put on that corner there. He's currently doing the draw part, which is here. Right, I've lined up and squared and secured the jig and the centre bit. So to see what I'm saying earlier, see that now can't rotate side to side. It keeps the base nice and flat by putting that centre piece in. So we'll jig this out. And that's given us one nice cutout. That's not the worktop quite finished yet. There's a couple more important steps, but before we go through those, I'm just going to take this up to the cupboard, fit it again, and make sure the sink all fits as we want it. Right, I've done the bevel on the bottom front edge. I've also done the bull nose on the top of the sink. This is the underside of the worktop, which has just had its first coat of Osmo top oil. Brilliant stuff. Not only does it soak into the wood, but it also leaves a protective layer. But the reason we actually oil oak worktops isn't to just protect them. That's not actually its main function. Its main function is actually to stop the oak from buckling. So every surface on worktops needs complete covering and at least 3 coats. So you've got to do the bottom, the top, all the sides as well. You've got to do everything. Like I said, that's just to help. It seals it and just stops it from either cupping or twisting and keeps it nice and flat while it's in your camper van. And I'm more conscious of it in camper vans because there's a lot more moisture retained inside of camper vans to what they would be, say, in a house. So these always get very, very good coats. So I've just done the first one. I'm gonna have to wait for this to dry. So I think while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm gonna start editing this video.
We're about to hand over this van to the customer. It's been with us a while, but it's been quite a complicated build. Time for a van tour, I reckon. Lovely awning light, I really do like that. So it doubles up as a gutter as well as an awning light. There we go. Step, yeah. So the electronic step, this is a 500 and it's wired to the ignition, so if it's out when you drive off, then it will fold in automatically. So here we go. So this customer has gone for the laminate board. So this has been fully ply lined with a 5mm and then 3mm laminate board over the top. We've got overhead lockers all the way down the offside. Plenty of storage there. A lagoon table right there. Customer has gone for French bed design with a bench seat, but the bench seat, I'll show you later, is actually extendable. 2 single seats. The passenger is on a swivel, the driver isn't. Overhead storage. As this is the H3, so this is an L4 H3, there's plenty of storage, plenty of height, which is why the customer wanted a suspended floor. So as you can see, it's quite high, the kitchen's quite high, but we've got 220mm suspended in the floor. Customer put these down to stop the floor getting dirty, and I don't blame him. Nice bit of storage under there, utilising some of the space under the floor. It also meant that we could hide a lot of the electrics and plumbing under the floor. Kitchen area there, under counter sink with a drop down tap, very nice. Hot and cold running water, bit of storage under the sink. Nice little drawer section here. Stu made up, did a cracking job, I think. So I've got 3 drawers here, you can get all your cutlery and stuff in. Customer has gone for the Ninja 10-in-1, which is an excellent bit of kit. More overhead storage, underwall lighting, these are switched here. Shower light is this one here, water pump, a couple of 230 sockets, max fan in the ceiling, and I gotta be honest, this new feature we've done, first time we've done a decorative feature like this, really like the way that's turned out. Let me get a better view of it, better angle. Yeah, that looks really good. So we got a motorhome window this side, motorhome window and the sliding door, a couple at the rear. A wardrobe. So the customer wanted some storage and a wardrobe. We've also got a rail up there so you can hang a certain amount of clothes. Then we come through to the toilet and shower. So this customer has the Simplu toilet, which is a composting toilet. It also has an extractor on it, so that's plumbed out to the bottom of the van. So any noxious odours that you might be getting will be vented outside, not inside. Customer wanted a corner sink, so we've got a corner sink there with a tap in. So this is the extendable bench seat. This is where all the electrics are hidden. So obviously for that reason it needs to be hingeable. So it is. And there we have some marvellous storage because the floor is raised. So we've got a 608 amp hour Fogstar battery. We've got quite a few MPPT controllers in here because the customer's got 830 watts of solar on top, but he also has 2 MPPTs for additional solars that he's going to be running out the back So we've ran some cables from here out through the back, which I'll show you in a bit. Obviously you've got your 230 consumer unit, your PV isolator, and under this one we have the Multi Plus 2, which is the Victron Energy 3000 watt inverter. Good thing about this bit of kit is when you're on hookup, it actually trickle charges the battery as well, the main vehicle battery. Yeah, give you all the power that you want. There's the other MPPT controller there the customer is using for the external solars. 12 volt isolator, couple of bus bars, there's your big fuse box. Customer is going to be installing a modem to this, so there's a regulated 12 volt supply there back here. So we've left the cable there because the customer has got to wire that in himself. As I said, this is also got to be extendable, so this is going to be used as a bed as well, so out it comes like that. Moving on to the rest of the van, here we've got the diesel heater control, which the diesel heater is under the bed here, which I'll pull off and show you when I show you the water system now, and that vents out at the base of the French bed. Switch for the underwall lights, 230 socket, and water heater. Bed area with a shelf. Customer wanted a shelf with a USB light, so that's what he's got there. As you can see there, those are the cables for the external solar, so when the customer is off-grid, and this is a completely off-grid camper van, then he can plug in 2 additional solar panels at the back and get more power. With that said, I'll take this cushion off and show you the water system. It's removed. So again, the French bed has got a hinge slat system. You've got additional storage under there, and then also all the diesel heater and water systems are under there. So under here we have the diesel heater. The customer wanted another 230 socket, so we've provided one there. There's also a 230 socket here because the customer has a Punban thermal boiler. Under these is the water tank and water system. So we've got a 105 litre water tank filled in through the filler there on the side of the vehicle. Then we've got the water pump and the water vessel, and everything runs through underneath the shower, runs up through the plinth to the tap, which doubles up as a shower because there's a shower holder up there, and it's on a extendable. Customer can pop that up there for a shower. Simply also required a 12 volt supply. As you can see on the side of it on the vent is a little switch. When you turn that on, brushless motor in there, and it sucks all the nasty smells that you might have in your toilet and vents them outside the van. Well, the view from the rear of the vehicle, with this door, probably going to have some solar cables running out. Fabric on the doors with motor and windows with the cassettes. These obviously have the blinds and the fly screens. Cool with the view. So there's a shower curtain there to prevent any moisture getting on to the door card. Let's do with this Simplu. There's the pedestal and shower. We also did some additional storage back here as well. Another bit of storage. Can't have too much storage. So the customer's here now and eager to get in his van. So I think I better hand it over to him.